So here we go, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Track the Girls Talk podcast, which is proudly sponsored by John Fowler Solicitors. Big up Mark Kennedy as ever for his support. I'm joined as ever by my co-host and town captain, Blue Wilson. And we've got super Eloise King with us, also captain. Has the armband a few times. Blue, I won't get on your bad side here, but I'm just saying she's also had the captain's armband. She's keeping old for you. And of course, Bonnie, also the captain, just in case she's listening. Blue, how's things?
Things are good, Ross. We've had our first sort of week out of training, and although I've missed it slightly, it's been enjoyable once you've had the whole season being in at the training ground quite a few times a week. It's nice to have a change in schedule. So I've enjoyed that a little bit, but still cracking on with rehab. So all is good here. It's looking a bit cloudy outside here in Ipswich, but all else is good. How are you doing? I know you're an international man now. I've been seeing you're in Holland interviewing all these sorts of people. So how's that been?
Yeah, it's been good. I won't mention what I did do after the interviews, but I won't get into that. That's for behind the scenes, the podcast, if you want to pay for that. But yeah, very good, and it was good to catch up with some of those former players. EK, would you know any of those because they are former town players, maybe before your time?
Potentially. Yeah, maybe a bit before my time, but
calls herself a town fan, honestly.
I'd say before our time, maybe before our time. Yeah, but yeah, watch this space for those interviews for listeners and viewers out there. But EK, how are you doing? We'll get to the elephant in the room in a second, but it's just nice to have a little catch up. So, how has been the first week of the off season?
Yeah, obviously a bit strange from going through a whole season, seeing all the girls to completely nothing. But yeah, just enjoying the time off. But already, I just want to go back training. So I think it's going to be a long summer.
Yeah, because it's probably the longest wait now. Because I think was it last season? I think we had a fixtures. Well, maybe it's the same time we finished. I'm just talking nonsense now. I'm just trying to keep it as long as possible, not to talk about what happened. We did, of course, win the final game of the season, 1-0 against Oxford at the AJ Arena. But sadly, it wasn't enough to win the title. Watford, congratulations to them, of course, winning the title. 1 goal difference, Blue. Bloody goal difference. Quick thoughts on that before we go on to the game and the key moments.
I think I actually, I don't know which pod it was, but I said I didn't think it was going to come down to goal difference. And yeah, here we are. I remember saying that quite clearly. But yeah, really tough actually, because I think Sunday was a really good performance. And I mean, we won our last 10 games of the season and we thought that would be enough. I mean, that's all we could do at that point. And yeah, for it to come that close after a season of hard work and seasons before that leading up to it of hard work from everyone involved and the fans travelling or whatever, for it to come down to however many goals it was it is bittersweet, very much so. But we were pleased with our performance, and I'm sure we'll get on to the progress we've made in the past season shortly later in this pod. But yeah, it's a strange day on Sunday, really strange.
Yeah, I wasn't there, unfortunately. I was up in Fleetwood, of course. Town men, they got promoted, but they didn't win the title. But EK, as Blue said, it was bittersweet. Quick thoughts on, Watford winning the title and, goal difference. Oh, cruel game in football.
It is, really cruel. I think Blue summed it up quite well there. But, it was an emotional day, quite difficult, obviously, because we won the game. And like Blue said, won 10 games in a row. So, it's mad. Our league's mad. But, like I was saying to you previously, we go again, new season, fresh season coming up. So full focus on that. But, yeah, it is disappointing. But like I said, we'll go again next season and hopefully get what we deserve.
We go again. We're going to put that on T-shirts for next season. Just, I'm going to, more merch to sell. Why not? Well, you're going to do the heavy lifting, Blue and EK, because of course I wasn't in the game. Oxford are a team we've had our battles with. We've finally beaten them 1-0. It was goalless at half time. What was the first half like? A little bit, Blue. I'm sure, maybe a bit cagey because they have 2 good footballing sides. You're on the bench, so you sort of know what the score was with the Watford game. The players were just doing what they had to do on the pitch. But yeah, how are you feeling?
So I think Joe before the game said he didn't want to know the score, and he didn't want the bench to know the score, so I kept it quite quiet. But of course, I couldn't resist the temptation to check. And Watford went ahead quite early, I think, about 20 minutes from memory, not sure. And then they added a second and a third. So I knew that, you know, we needed a few goals to win the league. But in terms of our sort of game and what we were focusing on, it was a little bit cagey. I think we dominated the first half for sure. I think we dominated the whole game, to be honest. But in terms of cleanliness and being really sort of cute with the final third inputs and getting into the box or whatever, we didn't really have much joy. Although the build-up looked good. There were a few scares I remember at the back, but other than that, I think we were pretty comfortable, and I think the feeling going in at halftime was pretty positive. I'm not sure what happened at the halftime team talk, EK, but from what I sort of gauged was that girls were feeling pretty positive, and it was a first half performance to build on.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like Joe was saying at halftime, we were nowhere near at our best, but we were still drawing the game. So, you know, we knew we could potentially go and win the game like we did. But yeah, it was a bit of a weird feeling because, you know, I didn't really have many nerves that day, and I thought I would. But I think, you know, Joe said to us, like, there's literally nothing to be nervous about. You know, we go and if we get the win, we get the win. If we get promoted, we get promoted. So it wasn't really in our hands. Obviously, we got the win, but unfortunately, didn't go up. But yeah, it was a bit of a strange feeling. But to be fair, on the pitch, I was just focusing on the game rather than anything else. I didn't really want to know the score whilst I was playing either, because I didn't know how that would affect us as a team, or as me as an individual. But yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. But like I said, yeah, it was. We did what we could do. We won the game, and that's all we could do on the day. So you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, because of course, you know, we scored the goal. You know, Freya scored the winner, which was of course was the eventual winner. And of course, you're going to celebrate the goal like any other, because it's a goal against a promotion rival. Because Oxford could have won the title that day as well if they, you know, beat us, and once against Watford, lost their game. So yeah, at that stage, EK, you must be thinking, okay, we're winning here, but you don't actually know the result. So
yeah. It was a weird one because I did remember thinking on the pitch, if someone scores here, like I don't know how mental to go, because I did think I'd run over to the bench and I could kind of see it in people's faces a little bit, because they're almost looking at me as if to be like, oh, it's great that we've scored, but, you know, Watford they're winning. So I think from that moment, to be fair, when Freya scored, I kind of got a little bit of a hint from the bench that potentially Watford were winning. But yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah, Blue, you're the one in the know. You had the tweets coming up probably and everything like that, and you were like, because probably, as you said, Watford were 3-0 up at that stage, and we got the goal, and we're like, you're probably happy we scored the goal, but you've gone, you know, Billericay now got to do us a massive favour, and they didn't do us a favour.
Yeah, I was hoping for a miracle. Not gonna lie, I still had hope in me. Yeah. But I know Bonnie asked me at half time. She was like, "What's the score? I just need to know the score." So I told her. So Bonnie knew, but kept it quiet. But I think from that point, when I've seen it's 3-0, I'm then like, okay, I still celebrated that goal, because I was like, if we can't win it, Oxford on either. I don't want to watch them celebrate winning the league in front of us at home. I just don't want to watch it. So that was the next thing. And we ended up finishing second above Oxford. You think that's crazy for the amount of time they led the league and whatever, and we finished above them. So it is crazy how football works. But I'm almost glad in a sense that we won that game. It was important to win that game, because I think it would have put a really bad spin on it if we had to watch Oxford lift the trophy. That would have been awful. But I'm not sure if you've seen the clip of Freya's goal, Ross.
No.
Oh my goodness. She absolutely skins the centre-back. Like, literally, the centre-back is on toast. Like, It's ridiculous. The change in pace was. I think it was their captain as well, quite an experienced player. But yeah, the electric pace and then cool finish, ridiculous.
I'll find it at some stage and watch it. And as you mentioned, Blue, yeah, Oxford were leading the way for so long, and for us to finish second, that just shows, EK, the progress we made in the last 12 months, or just the last 10 games, 10 wins in a row, scoring goals, beating some, teams maybe I wouldn't say struggled against, but we had to really play our best football, and we have done. So yeah, a lot of progress.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not really surprised. I think going into the beginning of the season, we all kind of knew in obviously the formation and the players had to fit into different positions, especially like the defence. So I always had in the back of my mind, come towards the end of the season, we would probably, start to do really well. And obviously we did. We've obviously been training really well as well towards the end of the season. And it was just nice to have something to play for, because obviously the season before we got to this stage and there was nothing to play for. So it was really nice to obviously take it right down to the wire and keep performing well week in, week out. It was, although we didn't get the result we wanted, it was still a nice end to the season, quite a positive one.
Yeah, very positive. And Blue, well, once again, I'm just teasing this for future podcasts. We'll do a season review looking throughout the whole season, but I want to mention it because we got another clean sheet. 14 in 22 games in the league is just incredible. So shout out to Sarah, Megan, Boz, Summer. Actually, no, do you know what? The whole first team, everybody, because you're all part of that. EK, I'm sure you have to come back and defend a few times.
Oh, do you know what? Me, Cara, and Bonnie have been saying, don't forget about us, all right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Laffy and Tom, Tash, just everybody. Blue, even yourself, you're part of it as well. So don't worry about it. And even Joe, goalkeeping coach, Nikki, just Jack, just everybody. Kieran, yeah. But Blue, thoughts?
Yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I was just looking at, so the top three teams, so us, Oxford and Watford, only lost 3 games. All of us lost 3 games. And that's the margin. So I guess it's learning every season. It's learning. I think we've got a really tough league. And of course, we don't even know yet if Watford are going to go up. It could be that they lose that one-off playoff game and they bloody stay in our league. So it's it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But obviously that's changing from next season. But yeah, it's a great defensive record and something to build on and carry forward to next season, and perhaps take learning from this season that actually how we start the season is so important, because it could be that we get to the last 10 games and we win all 10, and because of those first couple of games we're sort of held back. So it's difficult, but again, we're all a year older and a year wiser and had that experience of being in the title race again. So it can only add to what next season can be and will be.
Indeed. EK, sort of put a spotlight on you now. Thoughts on your season, overall performance? You played in different roles this season. You had the captain's armband, scored a few goals, got a few assists. How would you look back at your season?
I'd say it's probably been my most successful season in terms of consistency. It was obviously my first full season as a defensive midfield player, which, like I've said before, I really enjoyed. I feel like it allows me to, flourish in as well, especially the way that we play with obviously the forwards getting on the ball quite a lot. But yeah, I think obviously from when I was a number 10 scoring more goals, adding goals to my game was something that I think potentially I want to do next season. So that'd be the only thing that I'd say, I probably wanted to do a bit more this season. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed playing in all the games. It's been a good season for me, I think.
And I'll put you in some top tier celebrations this season as well, even though you ran away from me a few times, but I allow that. But some good fist pumps as well. So yeah, been up there. Blue, you probably know where I'm going with this. I'm going to put you on the spot. Thoughts on EK's season?
Best season I've seen EK play, for for sure, and has definitely contributed to why we've been so good, especially the latter part of the season. So, it's all it takes. Move to the defensive midfield position. All the best players play there.
Exactly that. 100%.
If I had to say one improvement for EK, it'd probably be bigger arms so that the captain's armband actually fitter.
Yeah.
I can't be seeing no more of this tape.
Why do you think I've been doing uppers for the last 3 weeks, Blue?
Tape around the right arm because the right arm's bigger.
Yeah, to be fair, at the start of the season, I was having to tape it, but they've obviously got a little bit bigger because it's finally staying on. So, yeah, we won't talk about that though.
But yeah, in all seriousness, I think it's been a really good season for you, and I think you know it. I think for everyone behind the scenes, you don't see everything in football. It's not you. I guess fans, and you see what's on Twitter and you see us on a match day, but I guess behind the scenes, you don't really get much insight into that, and it's been tricky this season. So to be where we are, and also for players like EK to be performing and have performed like she has, is hard to believe actually. So yeah, well done, EK.
Thank
That's
you.
all you're getting. I can see your head growing.
Yeah, I'd stop there if I were you.
Yeah, I'm going to, I think.
Yeah. But you have had a good season, UK. Not because you're on the pod, special guest this week. It's been a good season. I'm going to give you my props as well. So let that grow more. But I want to quickly add another question on though. How has it been? I think I probably asked this before, but how has it been alongside Bonnie this season? Once again, such an experienced player. I'm sure you've learned a lot from her for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, of course. Like you said, Bonnie's an experienced player. So even little things, in games that I'll pick up things from her in training as well. So it's quite nice. Obviously, like I said, I'm new to the position. So to have someone that's played in, the leagues above in the same position as me has probably helped me massively. And I've probably got to thank her, for the way that I've performed this season, because to play with her as well, has been excellent. So yeah, well done, Bonnie.
Yes. Good old Bonnie. Fantastic player. Let's mention then the crowd, because it was a very interesting day because, you had a big away following Fleetwood. You had the beam back at Portland Road, and of course you had a game at AJ Arena. So we just didn't know what to expect in terms of the crowd. But 800 plus was in attendance, which is just great. Great occasion for women's football. 2 really good teams in the division going head to head in a title decider. I'm sure people sort of know what was going on at Watford. But Blue, what was the atmosphere like?
Yeah, it was great, as it has been since January. It was amazing. I think it's always a good sign when I'm parking up at Felixstowe. If I can't get parked anywhere close, and no joke, I had to walk 5 minutes to get into the ground. I was like, today's going to be a good day. But they were loud, lots of chants going, and they were great. They made the day great, and we had a nice lap of honour. Is it a lap of honour or a lap of, I don't know, a lap of clapping?
Lap of appreciation. Appreciation?
That's it, appreciation. Yeah. Which was really nice to see people stay for that. So yeah, considering that the men's team were away and that was quite a big day and there was being back on, incredible.
And EK, we spoke about it all season. The fans have been great and the atmosphere's been improving. Of course, your dad and your mum, they're the main part of that. Shout out to them, of course, Tracy and Chris. But I'm sure that's just helped you girls all season, just that backing home and away. Like even the away games is now, every week. I think it was actually the Watford game where it was the first time I felt there was proper atmosphere at an away game. So even just me, just sitting pitch side, I'm like, okay, the players must be loving this.
Yeah. You hear it all the time, like about how good the fans are, but generally, like, we can't thank them enough. They've been amazing the whole season. Stuck by us every single step of the way. So yeah, they've been absolutely brilliant. And it's amazing, like when you're on the pitch and all you can hear is just noise. Like it just really does drive you on. So again, we've got them to thank as well for some of the success that we've had this season. So hopefully they keep up for next season and we can thank them for that.
Definitely.
I think actually we have the best fans in the league by an absolute mile.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
We're like 20 points clear, I reckon, if that's a league table minimum.
Even when we're away, I feel like we're at home.
Yeah.
That's how hard they are.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So fans, if we could give you a trophy for winning the league in terms of fan base, we would.
Yeah. Goal difference wouldn't even matter.
No, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, because what game was it? Was it the? I'm trying to think now. It was only a few weeks back ago, and first I think it was Crawley's game, Crawley Wasps. I think the first time they'd moved to their like different stadium or ground, and there was once again more town fans there, and it's a bit of a trip to Crawley, and we had more fans there. It's just incredible. And EK, they always want you. If we've won the game, of course, you don't want to do it when you were draw or lost, but. What's that like? You know, knowing like you look over and I've got to do it because they want it. They're going for it. You know, yeah.
Oh no, I love it, to be fair, especially when we win. Obviously, last Sunday they wanted me to do it because we won. I was debating whether to do it because obviously we didn't win the league, so I was like, can I celebrate this? But you know, might as well give the fans what they want. So I was straight over there, give them the fist pump. But no, I love doing it. It's just. I think it, that they like it because they always want it. So, like I said, might as well give them what they want because they turn up in their numbers every week. So it's just something that I can give back to them for, showing appreciation for all that they do for us.
That's good, yeah. 'Cause they're not going to see it until August now, so they needed one more to sort of finish them off for the off season and then bring on August. I'm looking forward to that. Well, what should we do now, Blue? Where should we go from here? We're going to look at the maybe league table. Maybe I don't really want to look at it. All of us don't really want to look at it again now, but just a final little look at it, just to round it off. We're second, of course. Watford at top, Oxford third, Portsmouth finished fourth. A team that I think did they beat us twice this season? Sorry to they did, didn't they? Oh, yeah, sorry to bring bad memories for everyone listening, everybody. But they finished fourth. Milton Keynes, they finished fifth. Their men's team got relegated.
I think that's Milton Keynes' highest finish. I think that's what I saw on their Twitter.
Yeah.
So decent for them.
Billericay is sixth, so not a bad first season for them after getting promoted. Gillingham is seventh. Cheltenham, their first ever season, well, maybe not first ever, but first season this season, of course, since getting promoted, they finished eighth. London Bees ninth, and then Plymouth. We're going to have to go to Plymouth again. You looking forward to that, EK, and have a long trip to Devon?
Oh, I can't wait. I love Plymouth.
Yeah. Well, the men have got Plymouth in the Championship this season, so it could be another double header. I'm saying it maybe too early. Sorry, Kieran, if I've already, he's like, God's sake, Ross, we haven't even sorted it yet. We haven't got the fixtures yet, but I'm just saying, maybe. You never know. It'd be good if they can. Then, of course, Bridgewater and Crawley have been relegated, and we'll, of course, give you a confirmation of all the other teams that are going to be coming down from the Championship as well, and we'll do a big fixture reveal. But yeah, Blue, just looking at the table overall, thoughts on it?
Not surprising, I don't think. I actually thought it was either going to be us or Oxford to win it. So, but then again, there's goal difference between us and Watford, and then there's 2 points between us and Oxford, so it's tight. Portsmouth, not really surprised by, because they have although they beat us twice, they had a few weird results. So consistency wise, never really backed them. But yeah, it is what it is. We go again, as EK said.
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah. And EK, this is our second season in the third tier. Has there been much difference from last year to this year? Would you say it's more tougher this year because of maybe the teams? Because last year it was our first sort of time. We had a great start, of course, last season. This season it was different. It was sort of flipped over, weren't it? Because we had not great start. But would you say it's been tougher?
I wouldn't say it's too dissimilar, because obviously with Southampton in the league, it was very difficult. Obviously they had a great team. But yeah, this season was tough. Obviously with the likes of Oxford, Watford, Portsmouth, who obviously took a lot of points off us. But yeah, another tough season. It doesn't get easier, that's for sure. So next season won't be easier either. But if you want to get out of this league, you've got to perform well every single week. There's very little margin for error. So yeah, we'll go again, like I keep saying. But that's all I keep saying now. That's the only thing in my head. That's the only thing getting me through it. We go again.
That's going to be the title of this podcast. We go again. So yeah, Track the Girls Talk. We go again.
Love it.
So yeah, and I said merch. We're going to bring merch out. Tops. Yeah. So look out for that. Look out for that. EK, just a quick little mention. You are a Town fan. It gets up. You always get this question. But what was that feeling like? The men's team finally getting promoted back to the championship. You were there, of course. At the end of the pitch as well. Part of the Megan winning the supporters player of the season. But what was that like? Knowing that your team finally got promoted as well.
Yeah, it was a bit surreal. I'm not sure. I took it all in. On the day, it was just a madness. Because obviously I was there as well when we got relegated to League One, so it was very different feelings. But I think as well, I had in my mind that we've still got to get a job done. So I was excited, but at the same time, I was thinking I've got something else to concentrate on here. So I could celebrate, but I didn't want to celebrate too much because I knew that obviously we had a job to do. But at the same time, it was really good. Obviously, all the girls were there to see it as well. Great day, great atmosphere, and so pleased for obviously the men now in the Championship where they belong. Hopefully, Premier League the next season. So yeah.
Now, calm yourself. I'm a positive man too.
To be fair,
fair play. Well, I'm gonna just calm myself for a bit. Let's see how we get on. But I like this positivity because why not? It's happened before. Teams have done it, so we shall see. We go again. Blue, let's talk then. After that day, that promotion, or the week after that, was the end of season dinner. Of course, both of you were at. All the players, all the staff, everyone was there. How was it? Was it a good night?
Yeah, it was good fun. I had a good table. I mean, not that I didn't have a good table last year, but what happens is basically there's loads of sponsors, men's team players, women's team players, and a load of staff as well. And the men's and women's team players, normally there's one men's team player, one women's team player per table, and then the rest is filled with sponsors. So you kind of get a mix and you don't really know who you're going to be paired up with until you're there. So I was sat next to Liz and Tim Edwards, who are lovely, lovely people, and Shawnee Aluko, who's equally a lovely person. So I was happy, really happy. And all around a great evening, good to celebrate the men's success, but also to be part of that sort of collectively again this season, because that's obviously our second time there. But yeah, it was good fun. I think there's karaoke at some point. Holly, big shout out to her. She was loving it.
Yeah.
She was loving it. But an enjoyable evening or night. And yeah, I look forward to next year.
Yeah, it's good. As you said, a second year in a row, it does show that one club, both men and women's team coming together for a night to sort of celebrate. Just, even if, like, say, last season, both teams, sadly, the men's team didn't finish the way they wanted. And of course, sadly, we missed out. But it sounded like a good night last year. This year, the men have got that celebration. EK, who was on your table?
So I was with Sam Morsey.
Oh,
yeah, very good.
Top dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, another person that I've got to thank for this season, because on a personal note, he's helped me massively. He's a great guy, a true captain of the club as well. But like Blue said, yeah, it was a really good night. All the men, welcomed us. So yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Nice to just spend time with obviously the girls and, like I said, the men as well. Just like one club, really, celebrating all the success that's happened this season. So yeah, all in all, really good night. Good
to hear. And yeah, we won't talk about the other stuff. I'm sure there was after party and stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, it's good that once again you can sort of celebrate. And Sarah won player. Megan, of course, won supporters, but Blue, Sarah, she's been an unsung hero. Check out Track the Girls Talk Awards. She may get a little bit of a mention there, but yeah, what a player she's been this season.
Yeah, 14 clean sheets. That's what it gets you. So yeah, very well deserved, and I think it's a big one to win. The fact that your own players are voting you as the best player that season. So yeah, big shout to Sarah. Often missed, but yeah, she deserves that one.
Definitely. EK, quick mention for Sarah, because yeah, she's one in the sticks. Another player that this is her second season, and she's just, for me, she's just getting better and better. So many great saves this season. We should have a nice. We see show reels, don't we, of goals and all the goals, but she's made some really good saves, some key saves as well.
Yeah, I think you're spot on when you said like unsung hero. She's someone that just gets on with her business week in, week out. Is such a great person as well. A good person to have in the team. Experience as well. But like you said, probably hasn't got a lot of praise because goalkeepers don't get as much as necessarily as outfield players. But no, really pleased for her. She deserves it. Yeah, brilliant season.
Definitely. Wow, it's been a brilliant season for all you girls. So a well done from me to all of you as well, because you have been, I've been to nearly all the games and it's been enjoyable once again. So big thanks to everyone and all the players if you are listening. A little bit of a congratulations to also the St. Joe's, because Blue, you went to St. Joe's, didn't you, when you first signed for the club?
Yeah, I was there for a year.
Yeah. They've won the treble. Of course, Paige, Shorten, Pagger, of course, one of your former coach at the club. As part of that, Cole Scouse as well, who's actually now the Bury Town manager. So congratulations to him. He's retired from football. So congrats on a very, very good career indeed. Number 4 as well, Cole Scouse, EK Blue. So
good player. We keep saying these good players.
They're all number 4s, aren't they?
Yeah. Although he didn't score many goals, Cole Scouse, for the club, he scored two goals. So
they're still like passing, though, aren't they?
Not all about goals, Ross. Not all about goals.
True. It's about getting the ball, passing, assisting, and all that. To be fair, the 2 goals Cole did score were absolute worldies. So yeah, I'm sure he doesn't care about that. He just cares about all the appearances racked up. But yeah, congratulations to St. Joe's, because there's Megan's part of the team, Summer, and I think some of the academy girls as well. So yeah. Good to see a successful team there with winning the treble. Well, Blue, it's the off season now. First week of it, as you both mentioned. How do you sort of prep? You said you're going to be still doing your rehab, but off season, a chance just to sort of relax, but also get ready for another season ahead.
I'll be honest, this time it hasn't really changed much for me, other than the fact that I'm not going into the training ground to do my gym bits, because really I've got to prep for pre-season more than these lot have. So I've sort of continued as is, if I'm honest. But where if you've played the whole season, you're given sort of a rest for a couple of weeks, and then you're back into pre-season. For me, I'm kind of just working through, because I've got some catching up to do. I've got to get that number 4 position back. Got some decent players there now.
Yeah, competition there.
They're all right, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all right.
Not too bad. But yeah, healthy competition, of course. Healthy competition.
For sure.
It's been a long season, 30 plus games, whatever it is. I'm sure you're looking forward to the off season, but as you said, you're sort of missing it already after just 1 week of no training. But you got much planned for your off season?
Yeah, I'm going away a couple of times. I'm going to Greece with my family. Then a few of the girls, and we're going to Iron Napa, which will be interesting to say the least. And a few of the younger ones are going camping. So they asked me if I wanted to go. So yeah, I'm quite busy in June, to be fair, but I'm looking forward to it. I am.
What's the first thing you think of when you know the season is about to begin again, or pre-season? What do you sort of look forward to the most? What don't you look forward to? I'm sure like the bleep tests and stuff. What's the sort of, we'll talk about that probably later on in our podcast, but BK, for you, what are you thinking right now? Like, oh God, I've got to prepare for that and stuff.
Obviously the running is never fun. But to be fair, it flies by. Pre-season always does. I'm looking forward to new kit. You just feel fresh going back into the new season. It's sunny, good vibes. Everyone just seems to be happy. Just buzzing to just start the season. That first game is all anyone really thinks about. Obviously, you've got the pre-season friendlies, but they're nowhere near as important or get you as motivated as what the beginning of the season does. So yeah, just that first game of the season, I think, is full focus.
Definitely. I don't know when the fixtures, to be fair, the fixtures are ages away as well, so we can't even look forward to that. I think the men's is the 22nd of June, but I don't think we normally don't get us until like July or even like the 1st of August or something. So you don't have that preparation of like planning out your dates and fixtures and stuff. But Blue, what's your what are you looking forward to for next season?
Hopefully being fit.
Yes.
I think that's the obvious one. But no, I'm looking forward to a refresh, a reset. I think it's important that everyone gets that, both players who have been playing and for me and also staff. I think that's really important. Perhaps new faces, I'm not sure at this point. But with a season changing, you expect to perhaps see a few more. But yeah, just an overall where whenever you take a step back and everything becomes a little bit clearer, I like doing that quite a lot. So having this break allows that and to reflect on what we've done the past 12 months and take what we need to forward. So yeah, I think we've got some reviews next week and then we're sort of fully off football for a little bit and then back in.
And we go again.
We go again.
There we go. There we go. That's the motto. That is the motto. Well, it's been another great recording. EK, any other business from you? Any other notes? Any shout outs you want to shout out?
Surely a shout out for Tracy, Chris.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, they'll 100% be listening to this. 100%. So, Mum, Dad, if you're listening, thank you very much. I don't think, obviously, you realise how important, your parents are until you go through a tough season like we all have. So, yeah, obviously, thank you to you both. I think you've been unbelievable, as well as staff members at the club. Again, unbelievable. And I think as well, players, I've made some incredible friends this season, especially. People that have, stuck by me and helped me through a lot. So I think, I'll be forever grateful for everyone that, has helped me through what we could say a tough season. But yeah, like I said, we go again.
Love it. Love it. Well, Blue, we're going to have some more other podcasts before, the off season. We're still going to be on season, Blue. We're still going to bring you some more podcasts after this one. So do not worry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll still be there for you for a few more weeks, and then we are going to have a nice little break, Blue, and then we'll come back. Of course, it is going to be the World Cup. I didn't mention it, did I, Blue, until you told me.
Ross.
Actually, Ross, there will be football, but there is going to be football in Australia, New Zealand. It will be on TV, but we won't be able to go to games. There will be, of course, when is it? Maybe this will be out after, of course, it's the FA Cup Women's Final.
I'm going to actually, Ross. It's on Sunday. Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah, I think this will be going out on the Monday. So
congratulations
to whoever's won. Whoever's won. But Blue, enjoy yourself. And take it away. We'll be bringing, of course, a season review, a massive season review, looking at the first game of the season to the last. Also awards, and then we've also got a quiz. Kieran Stanley is going to be the quiz master. Me and Blue are going head to head to see who's going to be crowned the champion of the season in terms of how our memories. Last time it was it wasn't great, was it, Blue? Our memories weren't great. But yeah, EK, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much. Enjoy the off season, but Blue, take it away for the outro.
Outro, here we go. Firstly, a big thanks to John Fowler's solicitors for all of their support this season. Big up Michael. Had a nice chat with him at a awards evening, which I don't think he can remember much. But yeah, no, big up Michael Kennedy. I was going to thank my parents, but not as nicely as EK, because I thought I got a bit emotional hearing that.
I know.
Yeah, thanks, parents. But actually, the big thanks is going to go to you, Ross, for all the miles and commitment you give this season and every season, really, to take photos. And I don't think you get enough appreciation from us. So
I do moan a lot, though. I do moan a lot.
not too much at all, actually, Ross. Not too much at all. So a big thanks to you and a big shout out to you. But yeah, that's the pod. We'll see you whenever it is for the season review and awards quiz. Keep your eyes out. And once again, thanks for your support this season.